Now, let's get into the challenge. I've been meaning to address See the Thing Is podcast. That's Bridget Kelly and Mandy B. Do want to say shout out to Olivia Dope. But see, when it comes to those two individuals, they tend to say a lot of crazy things. Mainly Mandy. I will shoot Bridget some bell. Is mainly Mandy saying some of the most dumbest things I've ever heard. But she has a right to voice her opinion. And she has a right to do it on her platform. However many platforms she got. She got at least two that I'm aware of. People were making noise when they say, when they was talking about the gaming community. I didn't get offended by that. I'm not much of a boy. My nephews be tripping. Sorry about that. I was offended by the gamers comment. I'm not much of a gamer like I used to because my schedule is so hectic, but I'm able to play on my mobile app. So I didn't get offended by that. They also say things like men should stay out of women's business. And my take on that is that's fine, but you can't then backdoor and get in men's business and talk about what men do and how men move. Like, who the fuck are you? But I was able to just ignore that and keep it moving. But I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago. It's just when your tolerance level is about to overflow. They say some of the craziest things. Here is what, and I have to go play this to see if I misheard anything. There's a bunch of things I could challenge them on. Let's start with Mandy. I believe there's some things that need to be kept in the house away from certain family members. This is one of them. Here's what Mandy said a few weeks ago.
I was 8, 9, and me and my cousins were competing. So my family called me Pumpkin. I used to go against Sunshine. My other cousin name is Bina. Then there's Cricket.
So basically your house was P-Valley. Just say, if you lived in P-Valley, just say that.
No, these are our nicknames growing up. My dad called me Pumpkin because he thought I was going to be born on Halloween.
Listen, man.
But Sunshine always with my ass in the twerking. But what I say is, this is what me and my cousins were listening to prior to the internet. And even when we had the birthday parties, when all the parents was playing spades and drinking and getting drunk, and then it ended in chaos, they still rooted us on in our twerk competition.
What I'm saying
as
is
little children.
But the difference.
Now, let's assume, of course, it's her, it's nothing but women around the house. Cool. Because you know why? As long as it's amongst people who are there who can easily make sure all the guys stay out. Will I ever let my children partake in those type of activities? Absolutely not. But I understand that in a way because what women do inside the house is for women only. But she didn't specify when she talked about they getting drunk and fighting or whatever. She didn't specify if there were dudes there because she also said they will come to the kids and cheer them on. If it's all women, fine. If there's men involved, I have a problem with that because that leads to, well, I'm gonna let you guys put two and two together and tell you what that leads to. That's why I had an issue with that, but no big deal. I let that go. Another thing that she brought up 2 weeks ago, it was a conversation in regards to marriage. And here's what Mandy said.
Yeah, but the way the marriages are set up, and I guess that's my problem too. I mean, I've come on here and said I've been the side chick. I've dealt in those relationships, and in no way, shape, or fashion would I want to change places with the woman on the other side, with the married woman, with the wife. And so my problem is companionship, money, all of these things that are time. I was a whole side chick for like 9 years. So like the ideas that y'all are bringing forward that you get with a marriage, I think because I've been that person on the other side And because I see so many people in unhappy marriages, not even unhappy marriages, but I don't think both parties ever fully get what they want or signed up for. And I say that to say maybe the communication isn't fully
they're not
there,
honest.
but also marriage to me keeps people binded because it's a contractual obligation. Sometimes
harder to leave.
It's not only is it harder to leave, but it sometimes stunts a person in their ability to live, to have the life they want, because now they're stuck with someone that they may not want to be with.
That's
now
also-
they're
Okay, so former, let's be respectful, a former professional side chick of 9 years said she doesn't believe in the construct. She basically don't believe in the construct of marriage. My taking on that is I don't think, especially when it comes to value, I really don't think you have a say-so in the matter because, and Mandy, you are a former side chick of 9 years, as you said. You are one half of the reason why homes were wrecked for 9 years. So you saying you don't want to trade spots with the wife and all this other stuff. Mandy, you don't have an accurate grasp of what marriage is. You think you do, you clearly don't. And so you guys don't think I'm tripping? Here's more.
I am a woman who doesn't, y'all know I don't want kids. I don't want my man to live with me, and I don't want to be married.
But you
And
want a
so-
ring.
A promise one.
Okay.
But
What's the promise? Promises.
what? Is the
It's-
She don't want to be
Promise.
married, but she want a promise.
just want the promise of a ring?
I mean, I'm confused.
What are y'all promising? That
What
y'all
the
won't get
fuck?
married? I promise to never marry you.
I promise
nigga.
we never gonna live together. I promise we never gonna have no.
I'm not gonna take your money. You're not gonna take mine.
yeah, it's a promise. I mean, you know what? It's weird.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I think I the ring is cute. A ring might look cute on this finger right here. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Bridget, I hate your face when you, bruh.
I am just going
She be
to-
wrong.
A promise ring?
I can't want a promise ring. Am I too old to want a promise
You
ring?
can want whatever you
No,
want.
you
baby
can
girl.
get your ring pop. She could get the ring pop.
No.
You can get your ring pop. Promise. I promise not to lick this till it's gone.
You know what? I think that I don't know. Again, I don't believe in the constructs of marriage and what it is. It is a business
So
thing.
what's
I
the
think we have to
promise?
do
What's
it.
the promise? That
But
you
you're
want?
so against marriage. Like,
I
I don't
am.
understand why you
Why?
can't see one positive thing in
Well,
marriage.
because she already said she doesn't know anybody that's happily married.
Not only happily married, I think everything
that makes me sad.
Well,
Well, almost every friend that I have that's married is happy.
A lot of people I know aren't happy, but I know that they're working on happiness.
Oh no! All
no.
my friends that are married are happy as shit.
No, bitch.
And most of the
happy.
people that I ask about marriage are like, don't do it. But I want to
See?
do it.
But I could do bad by myself,
I don't
baby.
know
I don't need
anybody
nobody
who's-
dragging me through the mud.
I don't know
Imagine
any married
you get
people
old
that
and
say
you're
that.
sick and you're by yourself. Like, who gonna take care of you?
Bodie. No, I'm just playing. No, you know what? My thoughts on marriage are the same kind of, I guess, and I'm not a feminist. I don't align with feminism, but I don't like the attachment of what people deem to be the value of women as what holds the value to me. So me being claimed by a man forever, I don't think adds value to me. Me being a mother, I don't think adds value to me. And I believe in just being happy. And like I said, because I don't believe anything lasts forever, I truly don't believe anything lasts forever. And so I think that we sign up for something in marriage that to me, I find to be unrealistic.
Mandy, you being married and a husband claiming to you, that's not where the value begins as far as a woman's worth. That's determined prior to marriage. Who raised you? What did they instill in you? What is your background? What do you have? What is your certain beliefs? And what is your morals? That will determine your value. But does Mandy believe in morals? Nope. Case in point. Here you go.
Happens.
That's why we say y'all be
We say
making
all
the
the
jokes
time.
about HR. HR protects the company, not the
Not the
employee.
employees.
Ever.
So-
like, I mean, it just is what it is. It's business.
I think understanding the importance of a lot of people don't do good business.
They don't.
They don't do good business. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. A lot of people.
But
don't
also
do
the
good
idea
business.
that morals and goodness of people are put into business, you can't expect both. I genuinely believe that. I don't believe any billionaire, millionaire has gotten here by doing things all morally sound or by doing things all the right way. And the idea of what's moral, what's immoral, what's right, what's wrong, that's all subjective as well. So, I mean, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, morals are not subjective. Mandy is wrong. I'm not going to call her a liar, but she is wrong. If there's one thing that's going to be the constant It's always going to be morals. That's never going to change. That's going to separate us from those who look to lie, cheat, kill, and destroy. Morals should never be questioned. And for her to say that makes her the wrong type to have these conversations with, because I can't trust her to make the right decision based off of that foolish nonsense. With their ideas of marriage, I wonder why is women in other countries not going through this problem? They talked about that too. Here it is.
Most of those African countries, the bigger you are, and not just in African countries, you'd be surprised. There are some European countries too that celebrate bigger women. The Greeks absolutely celebrate bigger women.
Italian men too.
Italians also celebrate bigger
Well,
women.
they ain't got no choice feeding me all them carbs.
I mean,
All that
Bitch,
pasta and,
all that
and
goddamn
rice,
pasta and bread.
sauce with all the butter in it and wine, and then we pour alcohol in it. You want me to be a big bitch?
like if you go to Africa, the amount of women, the amount of big, beautiful black women that you see married and adorned is night and day. Like
Kevin Samuels would ask them they dress size though.
He would.
Them married bitches out there, they
either
married.
way,
But I'm just when this conversation happens, I'm like, so are we saying we all need to start eating Big Macs and be big girls to make everybody feel comfortable?
No,
I
no,
don't.
that's
I
not-
don't want to be big.
No, well,
and it's,
There's two subjects in that. Let me say this in regards to the weight, because Mandy and Bridget are the type of people that promote women to embrace their bodies and all this other bullshit, which is fine, but let's keep it real. If you're fat, obese, and all this other stuff, that's not a good thing. And instead of trying to lie to people and tell them to, girl, you look good and all this stuff, why don't you tell them that we might need to do something about your weight because it's not healthy for you? Because let me tell you, the next person or one of the last people who's going to tell you that is your doctor. And by that time, it might be too late. So keep that in mind. And as far as foreign women versus American women, foreign women understand that marriage is about duty and how they get married and they stay married. Women, particularly black women, the statistic does not favor them. 75% of black women will not get married. And for the ones who do get married, 50 to 80% of the time, they're the ones that's divorcing. So there is a complete difference why foreign women is prospering in the world when it comes to marriage, and some women in this country is going to continue to struggle, and it will not get no better for them. And those are the things I wanted to I challenge them on, because they're just particularly Mandy is completely wrong in all this, her stances on things. Now, like I say, she has every right to feel what she want to feel and say what she want to say, but keep in mind, I have the right to say you're wrong, you stupid for saying such a thing, you're inexperienced, to have a comment on that, and shutting the hell up might be the best thing for you. She has the right to say what she want to say. I have the right to say what I want to say as well. So that's why when it comes to the ideas of marriage, morals, and that type of stuff, if I was you guys, I would not listen to Mandy. Now, Mandy does make some points when it comes to certain topics. Like I said, she's a double major, last time I checked. So she does have something to offer. But when it comes to the ideals of marriage and what it is to keep a marriage growing, don't pay Mandy B no mind. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go as far as to say I'm not paying Bridget Kelly or Mandy B any mind anymore. I posted this last week because there's some things that I'm just not gonna tolerate, and I tolerated a lot listening to their podcast, just to be very supportive, and I'll admit the podcast was thoroughly entertaining, but it's just some things that they said that I'm not gonna I can't get down with. Everybody has their own opinion about Kevin Samuels. I get it, I understand. But, and people are saying like, why is Kevin Samuels talking the way he's talking? He's talking for a group that cannot come out and speak for themselves without facing some level of consequences. So what do? You have somebody speak for you, whether it be voluntary or involuntary. So Kevin Samuels is speaking for the particular guys that most women want, but they cannot get because they don't qualify to be with them. And hey, it is what it is. That's okay. Now, one thing I hate that See the Thing Is podcasts do is they like to misrepresent Kevin Samuels' position. And I hate that with a passion. Because he's not going out his way just to trash women and this, that, and the third. He's giving constructive criticism to women who wants a man that is 6 feet tall, makes 6 figures, got a 6-pack. That's who Kevin Samuels is speaking for. And I know what some people are going to say is, oh, you just doing that because blah, 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 blah. Anybody who misrepresents people's position, I have a problem with that. See, the Thing Is does that a lot. That's why I'm not going to be listening to them anymore. And some people are also going to say, Joe Budden's second podcast, Girl I Guess, did the exact same thing. They can get the smoke too. The only thing is they have not said enough stupid things to warn me to not listen to them anymore. Most of the things that Karen Civil and Ming Lee says, I totally agree with. And for the most, I'm just enjoying the podcast. Here is the kicker on why I don't think I will listen to See the Thing Is again. Here's a clip.
That's my problem with him. And if he sits on this couch, I would love to even discuss it. He brings the stats. Sir, I can't just do I know if those stats are right?
What's
I
that?
don't know.
Like, yeah, I listened to them stats on that fucking podcast, and I'm sorry.
Sounds good, but that's another thing too.
How do you rate women's happiness? Like, what are you talking about? How are you even doing that?
He speaks as though his words are fact, as if they are Bible, as if this is the way to go. And I even said it on my other pod. To me, yes, he's been doing this since 1989. Apparently, he's been giving this advice. But to me, it's no different, and it's just as detrimental as what Steve Harvey did to our dynamics of how we view ourselves. What's a wife? The 90-day rule that Steve Harvey put into the atmosphere on how we should value ourselves. And I'm not gonna lie, the fact that these men are constantly placing the value on us, that's why we are in a space where we have the sexually liberated woman, we have the independent woman, we have these things because we're finding value in ourselves. Happiness comes from us. It doesn't come from whether we're chosen or wifed up or birthing a child for a man.
But for some,
that was a straw that broke the camel's back. Ladies and gentlemen, the stats that Kevin Samuels used, because I had to look this up myself, it's from blackdemographics.com. Now, Black Demographics is for us, by us. Black people mainly use information from the U.S. Census Bureau and all these other credible websites that statistically will show where black people are at in this country. I trust it. I will be using Black Demographics for now on. Now, with Mandy and Bridget, and I don't know who this other chick is that's on that show with them, they try to discredit his statistics because it doesn't align with their agenda. And that pissed me the fuck off. Why do people do this? I don't know. Why do black women typically do this to black men? Ooh. I'm gonna live up to my name of the show, and I'm gonna tell you why. I believe that most black women, this may not apply to Bridget or Mandy, I believe some black women are quick to knock black men down so they can please a certain group of white men. But you're discrediting his statistics that are factually proven. See, stuff like that, I don't rock with. You can't do that. I can't look at you the same way, and I'm good. And people like to question his qualification. Can I ask y'all a question? Why is it that you question Kevin Samuels now, but you didn't question him when he was telling men to get on their shit, to make sure you put 60 hours in the week, to make sure you pay 100% of the bills, to make sure that you are a better man in society, so you can better yourself, and which will eventually better your family. You didn't question his qualifications then. Why are you doing it now when he brings that same smoke to women? I can't get down with shit like that. That's why I will not listen to See the Thing Is podcast anymore moving forward. Maybe I'll dip back in when they have a guest that I find intriguing to listen to, but I highly doubt it. I'm done with See the Thing Is podcast.